Okay, so in the last video that I posted, I went through how to plug in a function into your calculator, right? So we went to y equals and we learned how to type in this function f of x here, x squared minus 9 divided by x minus 3. All right, and we learned how to graph it, and we learned how to change the window size, and then we learned how to revert back to the normal standard window size. Okay. Okay, so now that we have that, right, well, what if I want to evaluate some values of this function? Like, what if I want to know what f of 0 is, right? Well, it's not too hard to plug in 0 into this. We get -9 over -3, so we should get +3 as our answer, right? And of course, f of 2 is not too bad either, right? We just get 4 minus 5 is -5. So 4 minus 9 is -5 over 2 minus 3 is -1, right? So then we would just get +5 as our answer there, okay? But what if we have some random number here like 1.765 and we want to find out what the functional value is there? Well, that's a little bit more complicated. So I'll show you two ways to do this. Okay. So one thing that we could do is we could just like literally plug in 1.765 in for x over here. Okay. So that would be 1.765 squared minus 9 divided by 1.765 minus 3. Okay. And I can press enter, and then this would be what the functional value is at 1.765. Okay. But there's a more delicate way that we could do this that maybe you might like a little bit more. Okay. Now remember that this function f of x is stored here in y1. All right, y1 is a function of x and is equal to x squared minus 9 divided by x minus 3. So your calculator knows what y1 is. It's always x squared minus 9 divided by x minus 3 until I erase it. Okay. So I'm going to press second and I'm going to press mode, which by the way, that's how you quit out of a menu. Okay. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hit vars over here. Now, I'll tell you before I hit it, vars is short for variables. Okay. So I'll hit vars. Okay. And then you see there's a tab up here that says y vars. And I'm going to click to the right to get over to that tab. And then all of my functions are stored here in function. So I'll hit enter there. And then now I see y1 right over here. So let's click on that. Okay. So there's y1. And when I'm calling y1 over here, remember that the thing that's stored in y1 is this function x squared minus 9 over x minus 3. Okay. Now it's a function, which means I can plug x values into it and it should give me the function values. Okay. So I'm going to put an open parentheses as if I'm going to plug something into the function. So it's going to be y1 of 1.765. And then I'll close the parentheses and let's press enter. And we see we get exactly 4.765. Okay. So now I can do that as many times as I want to. Like let's say I wanted to know what y1 of 2.3 is. Now I could go back to my vars menu, go to y vars and go to function and click on y1 again. I could do that. Okay. Or I can just call up my previous entry over here by pressing second and enter. And then now it just copies that back down for me. And then now I can erase the inside by pressing delete, 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 delete. Okay. And then I wanted to plug in 2.3 instead. Okay. So I'll do that and press enter. Okay. Now, let's say I wanted to plug in y1 of, I wanted to plug in 5. So I want to do y1 of 5. Again, I could press second and entry to pull this up and edit it. Now, if you have a TI-84 plus CE like me, you can actually just go up to this, okay? And then you can press enter and it'll just copy it back down also just like that. But that should only work on the TI-84 plus CEs or maybe the silver editions, I'm not sure, okay? But there we have it, Y1 of 5, okay? Whether you have a TI-83 or a TI-84, you can always do this. You can always press second and enter to look at my last entry there, okay? And there you have it.